It's week 1 of the National Football League, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Giants and the Titans, just ahead on EA Sports.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans. Joined by Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin with you as always for another NFL season. Exciting to get this thing going once again, CD. And we've found ourselves saying this for several seasons now, but the Tennessee Titans and their fans wondering, is this the year? Can they get over the playoff hump? And the long road to those playoffs begins here today against the New York Giants.
If we go back to last season, we certainly think this is a favorable matchup for the Titans, right? Because they were 12-5, the number 1 seed in the AFC for the first time since 2008, before being upset at home by Cincinnati, who went on to the Super Bowl. The Giants, last year was just abysmal, 4-13, and they've only made the playoffs once since winning it all in 2011. So let's face it, history right now it's on Tennessee's side, but it's still opening day, and optimism reigns for both teams.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And off we go from Nashville. Taking it about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here come the Titans for their first possession on offense, and leading them out in his 4th season with the team, 10th overall in the NFL, Ryan Tannehill.
There were a few eyebrows raised when Tennessee took Malik Willis in the 3rd round this year, but rest assured, Ryan Tannehill is still the man in Tennessee after leading the Titans to the top seed in the AFC last season. His 12 wins were the most he's posted in 9 seasons as an NFL starter. And he's only the 3rd quarterback to lead the Titans to 3 playoff appearances in the NFL, joining Steve McNair and Warren Moon.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, partner, that's the start that you're on right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
Yeah, 1 for 1, a lot more to go. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Tannehill. Another targeting catch for Robert Woods. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Oh, how about the first night of the draft in 2022, round 1? The Tennessee Titans stunned all of us when they traded A.J. Brown to Philadelphia. And then moments later, drafted Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, a player who drew plenty of comparisons to Brown in the run-up to the NFL draft. Size, style, play speed, almost an exact clone. And now they're trying using the exact same way, and he produces a nice catch there.
yards there and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with second and a yard. They'll run it again with Henry. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about with one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
On second down, here's Henry. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's Tannehill. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Malik McDowell gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. Tannehill to the sideline. Randy Bullock out now for the Tennessee field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Bullock's kick is good. And the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
Here come the Giants, led out by their former 6th overall pick out of Duke back in 2019. Daniel Jones under center.
New York State committed to Daniel Jones for a 4th season, but also made this a decisive year by declining his 5th-year option. 2022 looks like Jones' final chance to prove he can be the franchise face for the Giants, and he does have a cadre of weapons that he'll need to top his career highs of 3,000 yards and 24 touchdowns that he set as a rookie.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down. Here's Barkley again. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
The Giants understandably want to bring Barkley back slowly from a torn ACL last season, especially after their star also picked up an early season ankle injury. In the end, the production was just under 600 yards for him in 2021. But the silver lining, it should be full speed ahead from the very first snap this season.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 1st down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So the 14 yards actually takes them from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Again, it's Barkley. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd and 9, Jones. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 30. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 57 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter as they come up now 2nd and goal. Barkley will score. Touchdown, New York. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. We'll remind you that coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season. And how about this for a matchup? The Buccaneers and the Cowboys from Dallas 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday night, just one game here in Week 1 this year, and it'll pit the Broncos and Seahawks as Russell Wilson makes his Bronco debut. And, of course, where is it? Seattle. Coincidence? We'll let you decide.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38.
And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
They keep it with Henry on first down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Some pretty impressive broken tackles, but defensively you're probably upset you didn't drop him for a loss.
Yeah, you are, because you had a great opportunity, but you still didn't give up any yardage. Kind of reminded me of when we were kids. You remember that one big guy that you played with in the backyard that you just couldn't get on the ground? That's what it felt like there, just trying to find that big man and get him off his feet.
Tennessee getting the first down on a big play of 18 yards.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
Oh, look at the juke. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll try the air now with Tannehill. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Traylon Burks with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Titans have regained the lead.
Although it's more commonplace now than at any other time in the NFL, it's still tough to think about throwing a rookie quarterback right into the fire week 1. But guess what? He handled the fire awfully well and threw his first touchdown pass.
Pulling good on the extra point. The lead is now 10-7. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards.
And it was Traylon Burks capping things off with a touchdown catch. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. Now, the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Jones. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Throwing Jones. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch.
And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
79 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory.
Elijah Molden up to make the stop.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Barkley, inside handoff. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd and 7, Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Another try for Barkley, and he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend, as they have taken the lead.
So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Gano for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need to score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
From the 50, it's Tannehill.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Throwing again is Tannehill. He finds his man complete. That's Phillips. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 38-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Tannehill is going to turn here and take a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Holding. Offense.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
2nd and 20.
Again, Tannehill.
This will go to Henry out wide.
Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Tannehill.
Caught by Woods.
And he's got some space here. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
On first down, it's Tannehill. He finds his man, complete. That's Phillips.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Titans moving quickly here. They're in the hurry up. To the air again, Tannehill.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Tannehill now to throw. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
But they certainly made a point.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say,
so it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. To throw is Tannehill. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. Bullock's kick is good, and the lead is down to 1 now, 14-13.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
Pass midfield. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Gano the extra point, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Giants about set to go to begin this third quarter. Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it, and in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? It looks like they're ready to go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Jones is going to put it in the hands of Barkley on the option.
And this Tennessee defense for the second straight play gets him behind the line. They're not messing around. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Two things to watch. First, his strength in being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be Titan football. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced the punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Tay Crowder able to make the play.
Really held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
2nd down, they go again with Henry.
And he's going to get this pretty close to the first down marker at the Giants' 44.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Give them 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Again, it's Henry. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
And he's going to get this pretty close to the first down marker at the Giants' 33.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. 61 yards.
And the Giants are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
So the problem's really starting to add up now. I mean, they try the field goal in an effort to get a little bit closer, but the block and return make the situation worse.
I like what you just said there. Just trying to get a little bit closer. I think mentally, that's why they were doing it, because really the 3 wasn't going to do them a whole lot of good, but they feel better about themselves now. They feel exponentially worse.
Extra point try, good by Gano. And the lead is up to 15 now. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
Last time, that a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Henry again on second down.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
115 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now it's Tannehill. Steps away to his, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Credit that to the former Georgia Bulldog, Azeez Ojulari getting in there to bring him down.
It's awfully tough for a rookie to lead his team in sacks, but Azeez Ojulari did it as a second-rounder for the New York Giants last season. He had 8 of them and played a lot like the first-rounder many analysts thought he would have been.
So 3rd and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans.
They'll look to throw here. Flushed out right. And he will slide down with a good gain. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Room here to run. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. A handoff to Barkley on the option.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Second and 5 now. Jones. And that'll be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now Jones from the gun on third down.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and that will keep this a 15-point game. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
The Titans set and ready to go on offense. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
And a tackle there by Micah McFadden.
That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
This is caught. It's Woods.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Robert Woods got to close out his 5-year tenure in Los Angeles as a Super Bowl champion. Remember, he began in the NFL with the Buffalo Bills. What a nice ending there out on the West Coast for a consistent receiver who was lost with injury 9 games into 2021. Now, on his next great adventure in Tennessee, where he can immediately form a nice duo with A.J. Brown. Good play from the man they call Bobby Trees.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Here's Tannehill. And finding the tight end Hooper. And it's a Titans touchdown. Austin Hooper, 37 yards.
And the Titans are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
And there's a situation where as a tight end, once he gets that end zone in his sights, he's not going to back down from anyone. He doesn't worry about running to daylight. He doesn't mind running through contact. That's totally fine by him.
Extra point and good by Bullock. And this is back to an 8-point game. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Takes it at the 7.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose.
Back now in Nashville. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
151 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
13 yards, good for a giant first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. We always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
The Giants on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
Jones keeping it on the sneak. And he will have a Giants first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Barkley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They get a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. A handoff to Barkley. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0, nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
Here's Barkley.
And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22.
He'll start with a give to Henry. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Gano now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Titans now just about ready to take over. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
Fresh off the pick 6, it's Tannehill.
That's caught. Left side, it's Burks.
He's at the 40. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Titans. Traylon Burks making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Titans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Pulling good on the extra point. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Give them 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
They have to be satisfied with him throughout this game. They've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Excellent job on the tackle for loss by Harold Landry, shooting into the backfield. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Again, it's Barkley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Operating from the gun, Jones.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it.
Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run forward Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll go to no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let him know right away I'm throwing it, but I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, spread him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
From the 7 now, it's 3rd and goal.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them. But all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that not just important to the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
So now Tannehill and the Titans down by 2 touchdowns, 23 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down.
Tannehill.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
A first down carry for Barkley to about the 26 here.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Giants, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.
It's Madden NFL 23, and all eyes are on Saquon Barkley. He was unstoppable a week ago, a mountain of yards and a pair of touchdowns. It's the Giants and the Panthers, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Carolina's offense ready for its first possession, and at the helm, their new QB brought in via trade this offseason. His 5th year now in the NFL, former number 1 pick Baker Mayfield.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Mayfield going to the air right away. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Giants are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
Here come the Giants, led out by their former 6th overall pick out of Duke back in 2019. Daniel Jones under center.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation, and that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
And it was really sudden after the first play picked off. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Barkley inside handoff. And some space here. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll run it again with Barkley. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. There was no answer for him defensively. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns to boot.
And that was a fun film to watch because a few of those runs, it was apparent he was just not going to be denied. And his team is hoping that that carries over to this week as well.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 34.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Jones now to throw on third down.
He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 21. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key third down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over the offense. They just pick up a nice first down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Second down, here's Barkley again.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Jones. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Gano's kick is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 20 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield.
Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the return will stop right around the 25. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now Saquon Barkley, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Jones on 3rd down. And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giants. Sterling Shepard, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And he's been throwing the ball up for grabs here early on. 2 passes, 2 interceptions. They'll try and rein things in a bit here as he starts again on 1st down. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
Mayfield's throw here into the hands of Moore.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Mayfield to Moore for the Carolina 1st.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
He's going to look deep for Moore. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 55 yards.
And the Panthers are back within a score.
Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take... If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guys covering take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by them. And once he's by them, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well for the defense.
Yeah, what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Jones. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard.
Holding offense.
So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now Jones to throw on 2nd down. That's caught by Galladay. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Oh, partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
Throwing Jones. And that's complete to Shepard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the 2nd quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Now it's Barkley. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Operating from the gun, Jones. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down. We'll get the football back.
Brian Daboll reaching for that challenge flag, and he's going to have the officials review this call. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he's thoughts there.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
Mayfield. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. A handoff, McCaffrey running right, and he is going to lose yardage here. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
Kadarius Toney going to elect to bring this one out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night, a treat, a Monday night doubleheader. Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern. And then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now left side on the swing pass. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Mayfield to throw it.
And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. To throw, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, and now Mayfield lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Back to throw. Jones looking for Shepard deep. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback.
Well, at least it wasn't a turnover like the last drive. You'd think they'd make an adjustment and be ready to make up for that turnover. Instead, just another big play for the defense on that snap.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Dante Hightower breaking through to take him down behind the line.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
On 2nd and 12, Jones. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower.
And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Down inside the 10.
Touchdown, Carolina. Robbie Anderson. As the first half is winding down.
And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
Here's Jones. A final shot before break. Throwing deep for Galladay. It's caught inside the 25.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
So we come upon halftime, intermission here with a...
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Giants about set to go to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Running again with Barkley on second down.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 59 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They'll go to Barkley again. And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. A handoff to Barkley. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he will have a Giants first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd down, here's Barkley again.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Open man right side is Tony. And he will have a Giants first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
On the run, it's Barkley. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Barkley. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So a Solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And shutting him off, now open field. And they'll get this down to the 10. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
Well, with Saquon Barkley, you often think of the elusiveness, the quickness, but he can definitely run with purpose as well, and he's able to shed a tackler there and continue on.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Jones. Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a Giant touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there.
And the Giants are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Get over the extra point, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down, Mayfield. Dancing to and a big loss here as he's taken down.
Buried behind the line by Azeez Ojulari.
Well, that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Following the sack, Mayfield and the Panthers staring at a 3rd and long here.
He'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's Johnny Hekker now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Here comes Tony on the return.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape, 1st and 10. First down carry for Barkley. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Jones now to throw on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
The Panthers now set to take over offensively.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Five in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd. Mayfield now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Xavier McKinney.
And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And New York set to take the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
112 yards on the ground for him so far.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. This is Barkley. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Barkley will take it in for the Giants touchdown. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then 1 play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to it, and let him cap things off.
Gano for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat in the driver to get at the 25-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the 2nd half after a decent 1st half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got the connection to Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A 1st down throw for Mayfield. This will be caught downfield by Moore. He'll get it inside the 20, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield, and he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Ian Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
Here's Tony to return it as he brings it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here.
And they no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
They begin with a run by Barkley.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. Jones looking deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Jones on 3rd down. It's hauled in by Shepard.
And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Jones. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Now Jones to throw on third down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. This is taken at the 23.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. DJ Moore, the Carolina offense, about to take over once again.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Meanwhile, Mayfield throw complete there to Thomas. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Open man is Higgins.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
A handoff left, McCaffrey.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing, Mayfield. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Gonzalez's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
So now Jones and the Giants down 27-24, 2:13 remaining. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Jones. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Now Jones. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going. And I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Unfortunately, he's able to recover himself, but the clock's still rolling here. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
176 yards rushing for him now as this sensational afternoon continues.
Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
To the 36-yard line, stop there.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here's Jones.
They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as the understanding where they are in the field?
Jones.
Here, that's complete to Shepard.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Jones.
He's got it. And he's brought down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Here's a sneak with Jones. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
Extra point try good by Gano. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15.
Mayfield.
He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Well, it took us until the final play chart to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Giants, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints.